Hey guys, what up? We're back on PoE. I'm gonna be doing some farming today. Any changes to this character? Yes, and it's not a big change, but it's a change that after I did, I felt stupid for not doing this earlier. But the TLDR of the change that we had was simply to move item rarity support to the HE. By doing this, we lose Feeding Frenzy. We're able to use a 6 link or 6 sockets for the for our main DPS. And the reason we moved it here is because I realized that odds are, now we either haven't tested this extensively or anything, but chances are that because he's using a Gravebind and all the kills are being attributed to him or credited to him, it's literally just making my swords weaker for no reason here. So we're using that in place of Feeding Frenzy, which in turn makes them, it makes them weaker. They don't have the movement speed they would have had otherwise. They don't have the attack speed, the more minion damage, yada yada. But you know what they have? Or what I have rather? Gold. And all's fair when you're gaining gold. So yeah, like overall we should be clearing much quicker, and we should not be losing out on anything. Or maybe not much quicker because we're using meat shield, or fresh meat rather. So yeah, we should be clearing quicker. I should probably switch that from fresh meats. I think currently they last 22 seconds, which means fresh meat lasts 2 seconds, which is not a long time for fresh meat to last. Now keep in mind it gives them movement speed when they just spawn, and that is very big. I want them to have movement speed. It would help with clear, even if it's just 1 or 2. Them getting to the enemy faster is just, it's an asset, right? Especially with them losing the movement speed from Feeding Frenzy. So that's kind of why I opted for meat shield. But overall it should be much worse in terms of DPS than literally anything. Jeez. Than literally anything else, even Feeding Frenzy. Well, yeah, even Feeding Frenzy should out DPS it with a 2-second duration. But yeah, like since I started running item rarity on my AG, I've dropped rare scarabs. I think in my last map, because I haven't run it across like many maps or anything, but like in my last map, I what the fuck is this? In my last map, I dropped 2 horned scarabs, like not even from strong boxes, just straight up on the floor. So I think it's working. And I mean, it makes sense why it would be working. I'm not gonna charge this too much because I'm trying to level up, and we are 80% of the way to a level up, so. My guy, can you stop jumping? Like I owe you money? Bruh. So yeah, we're about to hit level 98, and this is how we've basically just been leveling, going map after map and just not dying. That's why I say, like, Personally, I think this build's defenses are good. I think they're more than good enough. They just have like big counters, and I don't like the counters, but there isn't much I can do about said counters unless I drop a lot of my damage, and I don't want to do that. So maybe if someone wants to use the build and farm T17s, you know, maybe that's a sacrifice they're willing to make so they can clear, because in reality we have enough damage for T17s. We have enough damage for everything. It's just survivability. Swords don't survive long enough through certain mobs. Right now they kind of do, but if you give them block and life on block, and you give yourself life on block, then the one niche case that kills my current character would not kill you, and then nothing kills you. So big hits don't kill you, well, within reason, of course. Small hits would not kill you in that case, but in this build, if it hits is really small, it's really fast, it could kill you. It's ironic too, but it's the life of not running block. We could also just try to maybe get block chance. That could be something we do, but I don't particularly like that idea, so I'm just not gonna do it. Oh, and I also qualityed my amulet up with life so that the main modifier gain 20% of missing unreserved life, scales up from 20 to 24%. That is something else we did. We're up to 8 Valdo, so we just toss them. Oh, so we'll probably sell them soon. We sent a 50 mil shipment today. I actually have the screenshot of it. I'll just go pick it up real quick. This is what we sent. So 25 mil dusts. Actually, I bought all the material, all the weapons or dust for about, well, I spent 50 divines on dusts, but I spent more than I needed, so I still have like 8 mil, 9 mil, something like that. So it was very well priced. And yeah, this is the shipment I sent, and this is what I got. Not the luckiest, but also not that unlucky. Without the mirror shard, I think we break even. Maybe not, but we got a mirror shard. We got 3 power runes, 9 divs, 9 exalts, so half and half on that roll, and then just a bunch of bubblegum. 3 time runes, which is over a divine. Well, time runes aren't a divine, but 3 equals to more than a divine, but not up to 2, I don't think. But yeah, actually, it might be up to 2 divines for the 3. So not the luckiest, but also not unlucky. You know, this is still easily 15. 24 divines. This is 35, so you know, already 15 just these 3 things, ignoring everything else we got, including the exalts and the chaoses. But yeah, overall, would I say it was worth it? Yeah, especially since I still have dust left. So by Sunday-ish, this is my estimate, I should have another 50 mil shipments ready to go, so long as I'm using 25 mil dust. I don't know if I want to use 25 mil dust, you know, or if I just want to let it be and actually accumulate more, and let's accumulate more crops. I don't know yet, but we'll find out. Okay. Next map, we're going to drop this. I think for the past 2 maps, we've gotten like 20k, 22k gold. So we're going to drop this. We're going to give them all of my gold. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're currently sending all our corrupted T17 ziggurats that we get from Strongbox. Instead of trying to, you know, sell them, I don't know how I would begin to sell them. I just chuck them in here. My map runners having 1% chance of dying in them, so there are a few that's like 3% chance, but still not bad. So by doing this, we're going to be getting some free fragments on maps that I probably would not have run otherwise. But it seems I'm getting lots of synthesizings. Pure Rain. In PoE 2, Pure Rain is 2.5 attacks per second. I don't know why they nerfed it. Well, like, I guess I know. A very different game, so maybe 3.0 attacks per second is just pushing too much. 11 sockets, meh. I mean, I could take it just so I can craft it myself. But yeah, I don't think I have any interest in crafting this.
We haven't got anything to disenchant. Things are looking up.
So yeah, 8 mil dust. Finally, actual fragments. One divine. Thank you. Imperfect spirit of fortune. Do I care for it? No, I do not. No, I don't. Cosmic. Oh, you were cheap as shit, huh? Yeah, you just cheap. Silver oil, I will take you. Not to mention the exalt.
Not bad, not bad.
Overall, I mean, we got a reality fragment, so I'll take it. It's a reality fragment I probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Synthesizing fragments, not worth the most, but again, the alternative is well, not getting it. Because I wouldn't have bothered selling. Because they would sell for cheaper, but you also have to kind of... It's kind of awkward because you can't list corrupted because trade doesn't show, oh, this is corrupted. It just shows, oh, this person is selling it. And, you know, person is trying to scam you, thinking, oh, you don't own the price of ziggurats. You know what you do is just corrupted. And then you get into the trade, you give them the corrupted, and you're like, what the fuck is this? You know, not worth the effort. Where's my rejects? I'm going to give the map runners the toxic sewers. Oh, empty. I guess jungle valley it is, but I kind of getting jungle valleys, so I was getting jungle valleys so I could sell them. Where the fuck are jungle valleys? Not on sale. Problem with it's basically looking at this and thinking, oh, my guy has 180 toxic sewers. I want to buy it. Like, no, these are 8 mods. They are not the same price. Kind of annoying limitation of trade, but it is what it is. Not much I can do about that. I may be out of jungle valleys is what it looks like. All right then. I should be looking in here regardless. So this is where I should actually be looking in. All right, 8 mod maps. All the corrupted T17s. 3%, 3%, and everything else is 1%.
What was I thinking about just now?
All right, so this should be enough for a perfect set of 20. I think 3, 4, 5, 5, yeah, 15, and then 20. All right, then frog. Where's frog? So we need Skirab 1, Skirab 2, Skirab 3, 4. What is Skirab 5? Oh yeah, Skirab 5. All right. Then we also need to set the maps for everyone else. So okay. This is how I handle my map runners, by the way. That one map is the only one that has full T10s. So it's the only one that runs 8 mod maps. Everyone else runs regular ones. Ooh, Voidborn, I'll take it. Also, if you're wanting to find out if map runners are worth it, I think it's completely up to you. And your Baldos. And your playstyle, I would say if you play enough, then they can be worth it. Otherwise, it's probably not worth your time. Like if you're barely getting enough gold to sustain King's March, or if you are, but you don't like the idea, the feeling of constantly needing to, what you call it, you don't like the feeling of constantly needing to farm gold all the time, or you're not particularly big on farming gold or whatever else, you just don't like farming gold, then map runners are probably not worth it, and you're probably just best leaving your King's March to run itself until you, what's what I'm looking for here, until you're ready for shipments, because you do want it ticking regardless of whether you like it or not. You want King's March going. You want, even if you're not gonna deal with dust and yada yada, unless like you're dismantling T0s, you just still want it because it's a whole lot of currency to leave on the table. Like you've seen what my 50 mil shipments look like. I just got a free mirror shard today. Like, well, not free, but it's a mirror shard regardless, which is 35 divines right now. You don't want to not take stuff like that, you know. If it's there with minimal effort, why not?
Oh, this one'll make great dust.
This helmet looks so weird, like it's so huge. I do not understand the model. Password channeling. Sure. I don't see myself using it. Well, you really never know. This looks like the Hydra's bow.
As Danig might say.
Or is it just me? Is that the only thing I picked up? I guess I should just clear my inventory. Valdos, Voidborn. I saw the remaining currency that's still in there, bro. I decided I don't really care enough. It'll end. I will put it in my bank soon enough, like this one. There's just no rush. ES Leech 2120. Oh, I could definitely use it. Why haven't I tried ES Leech with these guys? They do enough damage. And it could just make dealing with the lightning things I was talking about a whole lot more bearable. Am I missing one map? Okay.
Always a pleasure.
All right, we're done managing King's March and we can finally get to farming. So regarding my next build, I have no idea what I'm actually going to be playing next. Like actual zero idea. Yeah, none whatsoever. I guess we'll figure it out eventually. I did see something that I haven't played before, which is, you know, Arakali's Fang. But I'm not sure that Arakali's Fang is a build I'm particularly stoked on, like, playing myself. For one of a few reasons. One, I understand that with Arakali's Fang, it's optimal to just snapshot since it's snapshot, and if you're not going to snapshot, you're just leaving power on the table, you know, like you're genuinely just leaving power on the table. Oh, by the way, right now we're testing something with item rarity support. We're testing if it matters if the support is on my AG or on the swords itself, like where it makes sense for it to be on. So now we have Oh, we're still 6 linked. We're still 6 link. The 6 link is just item rarity. I suspect personally that it should be on the AG. So if we drop a noticeably like lower amount of gold in this map than we did in the last 2 maps, which on average I think we dropped like 23k gold, full clear and everything. If that's what we end up dropping, then then I'll have to drop him. I'll have to run a test where I don't even equip it, and we'll see how much gold I get. Because in theory, going from item rarity to no item rarity should be it should be noticeable. Like even if it's like, what do you call it? Even if it's like 6k more gold, you should feel it. It's 60% rarity, you know. And the righteous will turn to ash. Yes, they will.
When I'm ready, I'm not.
Jesus. We're talking with our rarity. Yo, I dropping some stuff. Like my luck in the past 2 maps has been pretty good. $32k. Jeez, that's actually a very noticeable difference between okay, let's just do it the way we've been doing it. I'm gonna try one more map with this exact same setup because I'm very curious. And if we still get 30 something k, then I'll actually just be of the opinion that, you know, Gravebind doesn't matter. What matters is that, well, I guess we have to do one more after that, which is that we would have to try without item rarity and see just how well it does. Okay, cool. So right now, item rarity is still on the swords. So see if it matters who gets the credit for the kills, or if all that matters is the person that landed the killing blow. We're almost leveling up, which is really nice. Barracks respites. I've heard a lot about barracks respite. You know, I have no idea what that ring does. I think it's a ring. PoE wiki. Oh my goodness. Barracks respite. When you kill a shocked enemy, inflict this on nearby. When you kill this, inflicts. Oh.
When I'm ready and not before.
Oh, so just like. Oh, I see. So like fulcrum and stuff. What up, Armin? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. We are in the middle of testing item rarity supports and just how it affects this build, or I guess I should say gold farming with this build, because there's multiple scenarios on who should run item rarity or who shouldn't, and you know, stuff like that. So we'll see. I also want to test if, and this is going to be dumb if it works this way, but can you imagine if I can run item rarity on the swords because they kill the enemy and it would apply item rarity, and then run it on the AG as well, and then kind of double dip it that way. I don't see this as being even remotely likely to something that can happen, but or that can be possible, but you never know. You really never know. Yo, I have been dropping good skill ups map after map. Like, I'm impressed. And this is with item rarity on the chest piece. Item rarity on the helmet, which is where my AG is, it's been much the same. $30K. Why don't you have percent increased effects? What do you mean? You mean like on my flasks? Or what? I'm not using the mage blood. Percent increased effects would reduce the uptime on any flask I put it on without a mage blood. Are you referring to my gold flask? Because I mean, its uptime right now is also bad even as is, because it consumes 44 charges and lasts 6 seconds. So it still has downtime. If I were to put increased effect, I do kill a lot, but like when I tested the flask on City Square, I wasn't killing to the point where this would always be up. Now on Toxic Swords with this build in particular, uptime should be better because of all the explosions. But I don't know that. I'll keep an eye on it the next map. I will see, because if I go increase effects, reduce duration, then odds are its uptime would just be. It could be, but it could be pretty bad. We'll see. We'll see. So this seems to be netting me more money than when it's here, because I'm going to do the exact same thing. This gave me 34K. The map before gave me 32K. The one before that, when item rarity was on the AG, gave me 23K. And the one before that was 20 something K, like low 20Ks. So it seems like this, even though he has a grave bind, this is still where we want it to be. Now I'm going to try something dumb. I'm going to take item rarity, and I'm also going to put it on here. That's what I'm going to do. Now we're gonna see if we still get 34k or if it's gonna be more or less. My guess is it's going to be exactly the same, and it's not going to make it any difference because having item rarity on the AG is not in fact doing anything. This is my guess. Because if I were to remove it from the swords, I suspect that we're gonna go back to 20k gold. Oh wait, we don't have determination on. Now we do. I don't like not having feeding frenzy. That's one thing I noticed. I didn't think I would, but I noticed a lack of feeding frenzy. I think it's mostly from the lack of movement speed or the slower movement speed on the weapons. But I feel it's. Okay, so while we're doing all of this, we should keep an eye on the flasks. Okay, gold is up. Up some more. Up some more. With these strats, it honestly might be worth it to look into that increased effects. Because of how it is, because we're killing everything around strong boxes, right? So we have like thick density there. So like here it's down, but the moment I click this, it's back. It's going to fill up twice. Because I can't move. Oh, it's Rogue Exile. Yeah. Because when I tested it was a different build, different map, and with that build's clear speed, it didn't make sense to do it. But with all the explosions we get on this map, and you know, it just playing strong boxes almost specifically, it just makes sense. Because if I click this, it should refresh. Anytime I click a strong box, it should refresh. I'm going to roll a new gold flask, and I'm going to give it increased effect, and I'll see if there is a notable increase in gold there too. Hanemix, what up? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Oh, what you working on? So we have 27k, which is 27k is higher than when AG had item rarity, but it's slower than when they had item rarity. But I think it was just also an unlucky map. So what I'm going to do now is, what am I gonna do? I want to throw in Feeding Frenzy here. And I want to see... And I want to see if we get 20k. Because in theory, right now, with item rarity here, it should be 20k. Pick the setup where you do the maps faster. So basically, we have a few setups here. What I'm testing is if item rarity on the AG, like if item rarity should support the AG, because the AG is the one that has the Gravebind. But because of the wording on item rarity, it also could affect the swords, seeing as they're the ones that are slaying the enemy, and Gravebind doesn't impact this whatsoever. And I think this would also be backed up by the fact that I do not think MF parties run Gravebind. They just make sure only their colors can kill enemies. So I suspect that Gravebind does nothing to item rarity support. And the reality is it should be here. That is my suspicion. But I want to know for a fact, basically. So my expectation from this map is to have 20k gold at the end. 22-ish k gold. If I have 22k gold, then it would practically be settled. Like I would know for a fact that that Gravebind isn't affecting it and it should be on the swords 100%. Then once I do that, I'm going to then switch my... I'm going to make the other gold flask and see how it performs. I've got apothecary seared on toxic, done 200 maps and still not a single one getting pissed off. The thing is, apothecary is like one of the rarest cards. Now, according to Sir Gog, it is one of the most efficient maps or divination cards to farm based on its rarity and like price, right? But it's still one of the rarest cards to see. I do personally plan on farming. I plan on farming the apothecary or Nimbus. I don't know. I haven't decided which yet. I feel like Nimbus is not significantly, but considerably more common, but it's also cheaper than apothecary. So I'm trying to decide which it is I think I want to do and scry on toxic sewers. And honestly, a part of me also thinks that the Fart Cathedral has a better layout for like... It has a layout I would prefer over Residence, but I also do not have a mental picture of Residence, so I could be dead wrong, and I have no idea. But yeah, all you can do is keep farming. What is your Atlas strategy? Yeah, default is gonna be good, especially because it's, you know, narrow corridors. I should, in theory, be able to just explode the same way I do in toxic sewers. Whereas my mental picture of Residence is kind of more open. It's like a squarish layout. I could be wrong on what Residence actually looks like, but I think Residence is kind of like what I have in mind. I feel like I remember when I ran Residence for Atlas, and either way, I have both of them as favored maps, just so I get a few just so I get a few as I'm farming this, to where I can just, you know, dip into that one and try to get it. And odds are, once I start running any of these alternatives, I'm going to keep running it until I run into the Nameless here. So I'll have to buy like 8 mod maps and all of that good stuff. 27k. This is the exact same amount of gold as last time. Exact same amount as last time. Kind of makes me feel like it's just inconclusive. You're running Delhi, Shrines, Quan, Strong Boxes, Scarab. So really trying to... Huh? My city square is full? I guess I know what map I'm going to feed in my map runners. So really just going for massive number of enemies so you can... What up, Arcane? So you can drop divination cards. What scarabs are you running? Right, Arcane, right now I am doing some tests to see basically what do you call it? How item rarity works with an AG that has Gravebind, and it is proven to be somewhat unpredictable. The only setting I have had 30k gold from a map, which makes me believe it works the way I'm thinking it works right now, is with item rarity in my chest with my main DPS minions. With it anywhere else, it hasn't given me 30k, but this is 28k, which is not too far behind 32k. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do this. Sure. Let's run a map without item rarity. Let's see how much gold we have. We're going to leave. We're trying to leave as much like the same as we can, other than switching the item rarity. So gold flask, I don't want to change it until I'm done with getting the data I'm looking for. And yeah, basically that. So you are many are running ambush, compartments, discernments. So really going hard on ambush or strong boxes. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
When I'm ready and not before.
I don't know if there's I guess, an average number of monsters you would kill before you get a mage in apothecary. Yeah. I don't think there's a known average number of monsters or a known drop rate based on monster kills, because we know the weighting based off of the pricing on Faustus, right? Like, we know that. You know, one thing I should probably also stop doing. I should probably stop picking up altars. But it would just be terrible from my strat to not pick up altars, because those are like variables that are probably making up for the varying results I am getting. There isn't based on monster kills, but there was based on union cards dropped when Quant was still in the game. Yeah, the most recent one is fastest gold number, where they used where they basically used the gold, I guess, tax or gold cost of trading div cards on fastest for rarity, where rarer cards just generally had a higher gold cost than non-rare, than less or more common cards rather. Yeah, same. I've been postponing that shit for so long because I'm just like, I gotta go to some other place and then farm and then hope that, you know, I get the nameless seer in time and just it's like, the reality is that if I had already done it, do I have defiled maps? Not many. I'm trying to farm for myself, so, but I'm not connected to defiled, so I'm not getting many defiled maps. So I'm probably going to try to scry it tonight as well. If I have what, 20 maps for this character, for this map. I forget the name, Toxic Sewers. 18k, so it does make a difference. It 100% does. But I have never gotten, I am yet to get 30k gold with it here. That is the problem. But when it is here, I do get 30k gold. Not all the time, but it happens. Am I ready to make a conclusion? I kind of want to do one more. See. Now that we're talking about it, I might as well just buy some, I guess, default cathedral maps and scry. Let me check my how many default cathedrals I have. Defiled. Only 7. Wild. Copy my rejects. Is there anything here I can run? There is one. Okay, TFT, let's go. Okay. Want to buy defiled. Imagine if I get it on my first defiled cathedral. Wouldn't that be nice? In the meantime, let's actually craft the second gold flask. Utility flask. Where are the golds? Don't tell me I don't have any gold flasks. I don't. PoE.sale. Get a utility flask. So gold flask. I'm gonna just go for an 84. 86 rather. Level 86 gold flasks are this expensive? Okay, Craft of Exile it is. Why on earth are they this expensive? What mod are they getting at 86? It's like I can't imagine. Yeah. 86, what do they get? 85, they get C1 move speed. I don't care about anything you can roll. It's a gold flask. Prefix wise, the latest thing is 84, so like I don't get it. But I'm not going to get that. 84 it is. Increased effect is level 80 even, so you know. I am on diet. Thank you. So we are looking for effects. Reduced duration goes down to 27%. So we're looking for T1 duration. T1 effect rather. Still T2. You'll have an equal chance of. I clicked over it, man. It doesn't help that there is a lag, like we can see it here. It doesn't help. Every single time I click, it's like I don't know how long it's gonna be before it actually applies. Oh, tier 1. God damn it. Tier 1. Ha ha ha. He has done it. Um, 5 divines for 55. Really? How much are you selling it at? It was 12, right? Yeah. I guess it is a lot. Yeah, it's about 5. Okay. Isn't it funny that since I started the vines are shit at the moment? Yes, I noticed. It is wild just how bad it is. Like it just keeps getting worse. Oh wait. Do I haven't have enough inventory space? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Is it? -1, -2. I think.
Fair weather.
Thank you. All right. Give him wisdoms and portal. I would, but like, I didn't think about it. I genuinely didn't think about it. I was just like, you know what? Just minus 2. I'm gonna pick it up just real quick. Okay, so we have this. Now we just need to spam. Oh, we even got a perfect roll. Need to spam rarity until 30%. Bruh. What the? It's not 1-to-1, my G. What the fuck is this? Where are you getting this price from? Should be close to 90. Why are you trying to cheat me, my dude? What is this game even doing? Like the cheapest sellers are selling for 1.83, but this thing is recommending 1-to-1. Like, how does this make any sense? Like, how? Where does it get the audacity to do this from? Oh, it finally updates. Like, geez. Give me 3-0. Bruh. Used when charges reach full. Let's hope it works. Not that let's not hope it works. Let's hope. Yeah, let's hope we have perma uptime on it. Especially since we're switching maps now. It's defiled, so it should be up here. It should be the only 50 something. Yo, where the fuck is defiled cathedral? Oh. Okay. Okay, we have this. With this change, I'm going with what I think I know, which is item rarity here. And I guess we'll just see how much I get in the map. And then we'll just we need to keep an eye on uptime. I need to remember to keep an eye on uptime to see if reduced duration is, because 4 seconds of uptime in Defiled Cathedral might prove to be too small. Big might, or it might not. We don't know.
When I'm ready and not before.
What the fuck? It chunked me there. We're almost at our level up. Thank goodness. I just need to make sure I do not pick up minus negative PDR. If I can get by without picking up negative PDR, life is good. But that's a big if. That's a very big if. I do not trust myself to not pick it up at some point. So I guess a more realistic if I can hold off from picking it till the end of the map, then life is a whole lot better. Minus PDR, haha. With that out of the way, I don't think I need to worry about minus PDR for the rest of the map. As I don't think I've seen it twice in a single map, so. You know, this isn't the layout I pictured when I thought about Defiled Cathedral, I'm gonna be honest. This is the bossy room, right? Yeah. Whenever I picture Defiled Cathedral, it's not this. Oh, and this boss is one of the few things that can kill me. This fucker right here. He can actually unironically kill me with his freaking dots. Better than Crimson. Yeah, it's Crimson Temple I had in mind, but yeah. This layout is I mean it's wider holes, but I feel like it's way less backtracking. Like it's actually a layout I can get behind because it's straight lines. I love straight line layouts. You know, for a second I was like, what if I just dropped an apothecary real quick? What if real quick I just dropped it, but it was still divines. Wouldn't that have been fun? Armor would have been livid. Armor would have been so livid. That would have been hilarious. But yeah, I like this layout, honestly. It's not bad. It's a bit more iffy getting to the boss, but compared to Toxic Sewers, I think you still get to the boss within decent time. Oh, I'll have to deal with sanctuaries though. There's that. I don't care too much for this, but I'm gonna do breach. Not because I think breach crabs are expensive, but because I don't think that's worth losing the defenses, you know. How much gold? 31k. We item rarity here. What up, Froggy? Welcome. How you doing? So yeah, like when I put item rarity here, I always get 31k. Not always. Always is a strong word. A lot of times I get 31k or 30k thereabout, but with our item rarity on the AG himself, it don't pan out, you know. And ironically, when I had it on both, it just didn't work. I got 27k, which is the lowest I have gotten so far with item rarity on in the links of my chest piece. Oh, congratulations. How much is woke spell echo going for these days? It's like because I think last I checked was like it was in the lower what 20s. No, bruh. My experience, my poor experience. What do I have to blame for that death? It was an explode. 15. Oh, Jesus Christ. The divine is just... The divine is so weak right now. It's wild. Is it the poison modifier? Is that what this is? Is it because it's poisoned? So it had the dots? Or nah, I can't think of a reason why. Because if there's anything I expect to kill me, it's not explode. Woo! Sephiroths. I'll take it. Or 2 over 11 of a Sephiroth. Take it nevertheless. Don't care.
Approach, challenger.
Fun fact about me and ultimatum. Unless I am expressly farming ultimatum, I don't touch it. And the reason might surprise you. The reason I don't touch ultimatum, other than when I want to farm it, is I don't like him talking shit. I hate him talking shit at me, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm never gonna try it. This way, it's like he's gonna say approach challenger or whatever the fuck he says, instead of talking shit. Uh-oh. Where is the boss? Should be somewhere here, right? Yeah, there we go. The good thing is I already have a full set of, like, you know, a full set of swords ready to go. Is ambush in T16 good? He has a voice line if you play with him just one round. Yes. Which is why I never touch it. He can't talk shit at you if he's never met you before. It's like, nah, you ain't gonna talk shit to me. Nah, not today. But yes, ambush in T16 good. Yeah, I would say it's very good. So far, I have gotten some lucky drops. When I'm not doing containment, as you can see, but just running discernment and scaling want has been very profitable to me. Like, very much so. In terms of map drops, I'm getting a whole lot of map drops. It's kind of unfortunate that T17s that drop out of strong boxes come corrupted, but like, it is what it is, right? Like 2 maps ago, I think I dropped, what was it? 2 maps ago, I dropped 2 divine orbs. This map, I think I dropped the Sephiroths. So like, you actually get good drops. This is minus PDR. We do not touch minus PDR because we want to level.
The runic arts do not reveal themselves to just anyone.
Let's just get all our swords up and running. Okay, we're good. Beat him up.
Stand tall. yourself, warrior.
Yeah. Did he just try to shoot my AG with that beam?
Starting to enjoy myself. Stand tall. Steel yourself, warrior.
Oh, great. You've killed all my swords, eh? Is that it?
I'm finally starting to enjoy myself.
Just die.
You fight well. Partake.
Anyone
of
else
this
wish?
bounty.
Oh, I guess I should point this out. When you're on a controller or Steam Deck, you can actually access this from afar with the interact button. You just click the interact button and it still clicks on the rocks. I find myself wanting that more and more with like mouse clicking, because there is, in my opinion at least, no reason why we have to wait for that thing to drop versus just being able to click it the moment the fight is done. Like the wall should just collapse, or you allow us to click through it. So yeah, how much gold did we drop this time? God damn it, I didn't clear it. But this is like what, 35k? So I was on 31k, and then with 5k, or yeah, roughly 35k. But we also faced, okay, no, I cleared it. What happened was probably the fights that skewed it, the boss fights. Skewed our data. All right. We'll try it again. We'll try it again. But yeah, Froggy, we are testing out if because we have the AG with Gravebind, if that matters for the purpose of item rarity supports. Pretty much.
When I'm ready, I'm not before.
So far, it seems like it has more of an effect when it's on the swords, but it's also looking like it still has an effect when it's on the AG, but less of an effect somehow. I don't fully understand it. It could just be RNG every single time with the altars and yada yada. But yeah, I'm also meant to keep watching this to make sure its uptime is actually decent. But I think its uptime is fine. At least with strong boxes specifically. Actually, its uptime is quite bad. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. I forgot to check on it last map. You know, for a second I was like, I didn't read what the downside was. Did I just pick up PDR? Who is using flame blasts? Where was it? Rogue Exile. Okay. You know something that could also be skewing the results? Nah, it wouldn't work. What I was about to say is maybe our minions are just killing. How are y'all so freaking, I guess the word I'm looking for, A, y'all are attacking kind of slow, and B, y'all were too synchronized with your attacks. You're too synchronized.
When I'm ready and not before.
How much gold do we have? The thing is that there are actually areas in this map where this had decent uptime. And I'm sure when it had decent uptime... Oh my god, what's stopping me? I'm sure when it has like decent uptime, it's actually massively like outperforming the non-effect version, right? So there is that. Like if it ever reactivates before it deactivates in those 8 seconds, it's probably pulling in like more gold than, you know, the full, let's say 10-ish seconds, no, 12 seconds the other one has. Maybe not. 33k gold. Okay, one more time we switch. Are we gonna get 33k gold, give or take? Also, I should take note of one simple thing. What is my quant here? 236 quartz 171 rarity. 236171 at the end of the map of that map. So let's see. Keeping the exact same flask, the exact same everything. What did I just drop? It's definitely not the map. Oh, an exalt. Take it. I can barely move.
When I'm ready and not before.
The only thing I look for when I open strong boxes is if it has detonates. And if it does, I'm just not too keen on... Ooh. How am I dropping? Okay, wait. It makes sense. I have... it's favored in a way that I do not have the Fat Cathedral favored. I was about to ask, why am I dropping so many toxic sewers in the Thought Cathedral, even though it's like halfway across the Atlas? Is the red showing on my, like, are you expensive? You're like 3 chaos. Is it because of the slight possibility it drops in mage blood? Because I don't see why anyone would want to open that. Other than that, I guess that is probably the reason. Sounds cancer. I'm at 18k gold right now. How am I at 18k gold? How? What setup is this? There is no way you would just produce 19k gold, my guy. What is the item quantity and rarity? 162.13. It's like 11% worse on the rarity side. I don't remember the quant exactly, but it was also in the 200s. It wasn't up to 250, I don't think. It's like 230, I think. How? Try it again. You don't make no goddamn. I have a suspicion. And for these two maps, we're going to play without a gold flask for that reason. Uptime might be a concern. That might be the reason for the fluctuations. It's like either that or like pack size was just very bad on that map or something. I'm gonna get less gold, obviously, but I really want to know the answer to this question. No. Isn't this just flat code? Did I get unlucky there? I feel like I probably did, but like, that's wild. I feel like what happened there was I probably got struck by the lightning of the shrine and hit by the ice nova at the exact same time. It's like there is no mod on this map that should kill me or that should make that thing kill me. And to prove that, I had eaten ice novas before then and it was no issue. Barely did any damage. And I should probably get an Omen of Amelioration. Probably. Yeah, I probably should. Ironically, unlike last season, I'm not trying to get to level 100 because of an achievement. I actually want to get there because I would actually gain a significant amount of damage on this build. Like, this build is so points heavy. It's not even funny. Like, look, Ice Nova. I probably got unlucky there. That is like the only thing that comes to mind. Oh, that one almost killed me for some reason. I don't understand why it's... Maybe it's my defensive? I don't know how it's almost killing me. I know this map has crit multi, and am I entirely immune to crits? 95%. Still, I have 95%, and if I get stunned recently, I cannot get crits. And that is even without, like... And as far as I know, it shouldn't have a phase component. It's just pure cold. Ice Nova, right? So, like... Unless it's damage skills with, like, AoE... I don't use spell suppress, so like that's not a possibility. Oh, look at it, look at the culprit here. 42% increase in monster damage. That's probably the culprit. That is probably the culprit. I always like skim past that modifier. But I guess it does make a difference when it comes to Ice Novas. Especially when you're getting hit from multiple sources. Your shipment was 25. Yes, my shipment was 25. 25 mil dust, 25 mil produce. Yeah, I would not eat a DD from this map. If Ice Nova is killing me, or is doing that much damage, I would not eat the DD. What is this? Steam? Come on. We have 10. All right. So we're just gonna dump everything in. I get way too many alteration orbs for my liking, because I don't know that I'm going to sell them. Did the invite come already? Yep, it came by like, I want to say 4-ish, 5. But yeah, it Deadlock came. I have it downloaded. They sell a lot this in the with combinators. I can imagine. There is no way we made 48k gold in that map. It is not possible. I probably just didn't empty my thing, right? Which means I made 30k. When are you gonna carry? Today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. We can potentially play. I'm thinking tomorrow. Actually, we can probably play today, depending on how the night goes. I can be a complete noob. I could also stream it. I don't know if y'all would be interested in seeing Deadlock tomorrow. We'll try to stream it. I don't know. Well, we'll probably end up streaming PoE. Can you even stream Deadlock right now? I assume yes, right? I'll have to check out if there's a Twitch. Yeah, you can. All right. Okay, good. I'm just making sure I cleared my inventory this time. I am very weary of these fuckers. Those guys are the T-17 mobs that tend to kill me. I love how I can completely ignore chilled ground simply because of my boots. I kind of do not like how ailment immunity doesn't protect you from like chilled ground. Like you can be chilled, but the moment it's on the ground, it's like, oh, you know, you have no idea how to prevent it. Like how does that make any sense, my guy? My quantum rarity is already higher than that one map, so it's entirely possible that we'll make more gold here, but without the flask, it might just be a case of poor flask uptime, to be honest, in that case. Oh, you know something else that could also be altering the results? Shrines. If I get a Corvicious. Woo! I mean, I ate that DD, but I didn't mean to eat it. I didn't even use my Val defensive there.
When I'm ready, I'm not before.
Where is the boss room? Did I miss it? No. It hasn't shown up yet. I love when you resurrect everybody and you get to just explode them again. I thought it helped with chilled ground. Not really. Like Purity of Elements really doesn't. You still get slowed all the same by chilled ground. Chance to avoid being chilled does, and this Pantheon comes with that reduced effect of chill. Woohoo! We've done it. We got the Nameless here, but just to be safe and just to make sure I'm not getting anything that is insanely rare, I'm gonna take a peek. Scry, baby, scry. Right on Toxic Sewers, please, and thank you. We're done. Honestly, don't mind this layout, so I could actually just farm some more. I didn't run into the boss, or did I? And did I just not pay attention? He should have been here. Oh, is it here? Should have been somewhere here, unless I didn't pay attention, which is very possible. Oh, we have done it. We got 35k gold from that map without the flask. Yo, these results make absolutely no sense. I use this and I get 19k. I use it, I get 35k. And between the 19k and the 35k, I removed a rarity flask that has increased. Where is it? That has increased effect. So it's 60% rarity with 25% increased effect. So we're looking at what is that? a quarter of 60, which is half of half, so that's 15. that's 75% increased rarity from the flask whenever it's up. Now, granted, it's not always up, but like we got 19k with that. I don't know, man. My brain is hurting. All right, so this is the setup I think works personally with item rarity here. The one I'm not entirely sure if it works or not is with item rarity here. So we're going to run one more. Again. We've cleared our inventory. It is on 0. We should be good to go. Should be. You think Ambush is screwing with it? Like, it's very possible. But like, I don't think we get like vastly varying number of strong boxes to the point where we're getting variances of like 35k to on one end and without a flask, and 19k on the other with a flask. Like, I don't think, even if we get like even let's say 2 extra strong boxes, I don't see that being a thing that can skew it that much. It's very possible, and it's very likely the altars I'm picking are also, you know, a factor. It is very likely the altars and my luck on altars is contributing to the skewed nature of the results I'm getting. But am I going to stop picking altars? No, nope. Kinda don't have a choice, do I?
So, you're the exile. I can take some heat.
Try not to get us killed.
I should have known better.
Oh wait, you know something else that's actually also contributing with the strong boxes? The number of times we get to open it. So one thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear this entire area. I'm going to see we have 7,772. Very easy to remember, right? That is 300 gold. It should give me another 300 gold. 100. So I don't think reopening it gives all that much gold. Yeah, I don't think it gives all that much gold, to be honest. There's an executioner there. Where is the guy that's giving everybody invulnerability, please? Well, you are exploding corpses, so you are in... That's no good. No, 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 no. Can't have you do that. Yo, the MAME and all these different sources of movement speed, like, can I move?
When I'm ready, I'm not ready.
Like here, we're getting up to 247 rarity. That's a lot of rarity. But if we don't get anywhere close to like 30 something, I would not be surprised, because The rarity gem is on the AG here. That is PDR. I would rather not. That could have ended very bad. I didn't look. We are currently at 29k. So it means we are definitely hitting 30k. We hit the 30k mark again. Again, just to dot every T and cross every I, we're going to now run a map. Because now we're at like 30k. Slightly less, but I can expect that. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remove item rarity again. And I'm gonna see if it makes a difference. I assume it will. I assume it will. I don't think I'm gonna get up to 30k gold this map. Meanwhile, Johan is just like, you know what? You keep testing, bro. You keep testing. Just keep bringing the gold. All right, keep bringing the gold. It's like you sure? I think you could do one more test. Johan living his best life with my test. Nah, G, I bet you haven't thought about this, huh? Mm-hmm. You gotta think about everything. Now go test some more, all right? I just want to help. I don't even care if you give me the money. But you will give me the money, right? It's fine. Chromes, nah. These guys kind of attacked like syndicate operatives. What modifier is this? They have, from what I can see, there is nothing here that says they have crit multi, but they don't have anything that increases their defenses. I don't see a more life modifier anywhere. I see hexproof, but I'm not always hexing them, so in the clear it should, well, I guess maybe not, because my AG uses temporal change, right? But at the same time, they're not supposed to live long enough to get to the end of that either. Sure, Scarabs. Anything for the Scarabs. Isn't this the boss? Yeah, it is. This map has increased number of rare monsters and magic packs. Yeah, rare monsters and magic monsters. So in theory, this map should just have more gold in general. If I get on that confusing result, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna leave it on my weapons and call it a day. Or maybe I'll leave it on my AG and call it a day. Because at the end of the day, it seems like they kind of have similar effects. Where I get it. Because so far the only consistent thing I'm getting in the results is that when I have it on a minion, i.e. the swords or the AG, I get more gold. But when I don't have it at all, I don't get more gold. And the difference between AG and the swords is like, doesn't matter, you're still getting the same amount of rarity. Like that, I think is probably my findings after doing all the tests from today. Like it counts for the swords because they technically slay the monster, and it counts for the AG because it's attributed to him, but it doesn't double dip. It doesn't seem to double dip, at least. It's never going to. %60 increase armor. Is ambush the reason why whetstones are so cheap? Because like armor scraps are nowhere near as cheap as whetstones are. Like it's not even close. One box that opens 3 times will revive monsters nearby is an outlier. Maybe, maybe not. This is 30k. Yeah, everything I know is wrong. I don't know, man. Like I don't know if you're working, my dude. Like at this rate, I don't know if you're working. But anyways, I don't think revived monsters drop gold. I feel like they don't drop loot. I feel like I've read somewhere that they do not drop loot, and if they don't, then it really isn't. The question is, do I trust my memory? In this case, I think I do. So yeah, like this is 32k gold. What was the quant rarity in this map? I think it was high. Nope, rarity was 152. It was even lower than... I don't know. Yeah, there's definitely something that's skewing my results enough. It's definitely there. I just don't know what it is. I thought it was a flask. It is not a flask. It is not the flask. Either way, if without any quantity I'm able to get 30k, then that's really good, to be honest. I should probably be happy about that. Probably. Reason I should be happy about that is I can technically go full power in the way of like DPS / damage without sacrificing for rarity and still come out ahead, like in terms of gold. One thing I do notice about this reduced increased effect flask is it tends to activate quote unquote once I'm done with the pack. Like I finish with a pack and then it activates because now it's ready, versus the other one that was typically on during the killing of said pack. So they would benefit from the extra rarity. The exception is probably strong boxes, because with strong boxes, I tend to kill like a good chunk up front, and I might have like people after the strong box that would then benefit from the increased effects. Oh, I thought only contain support gem was detonator. I was like, ah, shit. I think if I want to use this setup, I should probably use I should probably use it at the end of its effect versus when charges reach full. I think that would have better uptime, but then I have to remember to click it multiple times the map, which is just not something I care enough to do. I'd rather go for lower effects than have to do that. I was about to say, are they not giving me flash charges? I feel like those revived monsters weren't giving me flash charges. I could be wrong, but it kind of looked like that. And I made 22k here. Okay, cool. Okay. Make it make sense. And this is the one setting for item rarity that's, I mean, it has low quant. Well, yeah, I didn't get any altars, so there's that. Okay, that makes sense if I didn't get any altars. But like, still, you know? And that was with a flask, keep in mind. Granted, it wasn't like high uptime, but it was with a flask nevertheless. At least, on the bright side, by the time I'm done with all of this, I shouldn't need to worry about King's March for minutes. Then I can potentially get another tier 10 farmer with all the extra gold I make mapping. Yeah, this flask has much better uptime. It uses only 44 charges per use, where the other one uses what? I think it's the full 60, something like that. Oh, you know what could have also killed me in my last death? I just remembered there are pale seraphims in here. With pale seraphims, it could have increased the amount of damage I take, stacking with all the other sources of damage, and boom, dead. Okay, it's done.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Where is the boss? Did I tune out the boss room just now? No. It wasn't there. I guess it's here. Maybe. In my head, I'm like, did I tune it out? There's no way, right? You know, there is in fact no way I tuned it out. What the fuck? He just whacked me. I know I have reduced defenses. Did I take minus PDR? No, I didn't. It just reduced defenses. This is gonna be a long level, eh? It is gonna be a very long level. And the worst part is I have ameliorations. I should go get one, really. It's doing nothing for me in my stash. Who even has the item rarity now? Steal the swords.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Okay. Let's do this again, shall we? Thank you. This time I turn on my defense. I'm like, yo, just in case. 27k gold. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Doesn't make no sense, man. Okay. We'll try this again. Because this is the item rarity in the with the AG is going to be my ideal scenario, because then I can use it an offensive 6th socket for the weapons for my DPS, and I can still get really good DPS without sacrificing that, and I can even use Feeding Frenzy if movement speed is an issue, which I don't think is an issue, but I use movement speed, could use faster attacks, could do whatever I want with that last socket. The important thing is that this is benefiting me, but I don't know. I do not know. I want to know. I'm trying to know, but I do not know. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna go pee and I'll be right back. Okay, time for more experiments that don't make no goddamn sense. All right.
Hello.
Oh, wrong person. I have 700 in my King's March. They eating good. They eating really good. Maybe I should give them minion speed or clear speed. Not the best DPS by any means, but it might just be the best thing to clear with. Seeing as I'm taking away Feeding Frenzy, it might be a nice middle ground.
Life is short, dear. When I'm ready, I'm not before.
No, that's PDR. I honestly like getting PDR like real quick So I know that I don't have to worry about it again anywhere else. Am I even noticing a difference in movement speed? Like, I think the difference in movement speed is being offset by the fact that they just seem like they're doing less damage. But to be fair, they're also in a... What map is this? They're in a 51% more monster life map. And this is the same amount of damage you would have with item rarity. Except they actually have more DPS because of poison. So they're throwing more stacks of poison on the targets. So doing more damage than item rarity with that in mind. We're more than halfway done, by the way.
When I'm ready and not before.
Thank you very much. Plus 100 dex minus 100 int. Isn't this quite the interesting amulet? So you either go plus dex or plus int and it's perfectly equal. I almost feel like keeping it for meme's sake. Do you want dex or do you want int? You decide. But of course, taking plus dex means increased evasion and max ES, and then the other one means increased fizz. But it's nothing more than meme. It is nothing more than meme. You know what it could be? Something else it could be that's screwing over my results big time is covetous shrines. Because whenever I pick them up, I don't take note of them. But they have a decent effect on gold that is dropped. So it is possible that because of RNG... Yo, what is this? It is possible that because of RNG, whenever I have chosen to test no item rarity and it's giving me a number more than what I was expecting, it is entirely possible that I got one and I just didn't take note of it. In any case, we got 36k gold out of that one. And the last map with no rarity, we got 32k gold. So at this rate, we're better off just putting item rarity on both sockets and calling it a day. Like, unironically. That's probably what we're better off doing. But while I'm here, before I forget, how much are ameliorations going for right now? 40 chaos. Okay, we'll pick one. Overall, I think if I can get away with it being on my anime guardian, I kind of want to. Because that way, I can have more DPS and or movement speed with my minions. Like, I can actually see the increased movement speed.
When I'm ready and not before.
Either way, making 30k map is not bad. Like, if all these different tests are producing similar results and it's 30k, that's not a bad amount of money to make per map. Especially with maps we can just blast through pretty quick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. That guy scares me because of his chaos dots beams. If he ever gets to the point where he casts them, I think I probably die. No, scratch that. I 100% die. Kill the thing that's on ritual that's spawning those frogs. I mean, to be fair, I still have max chaos res, and so long as he doesn't die while I'm taking the dots, I should be able to sustain with leech. But if he were to die and the dots lingers, then I'm in trouble. This map didn't have a single altar that I have seen, at least. This is gonna be a low gold altar map because of the lack of altars. 30k. What was your natural quant? Like, look, there was nothing. 201 124. So you're not bad, not too bad, too poor off or whatever. I want to say this is just good. I'm good with this. If it's trash, then it's trash. I'm tired. I'm done. I don't want to test no more. Freaking 30k every single map, even with or without item rarity support. For all I know, it doesn't even work for minions. Everything online says it does, and even GGG themselves say it does. But who knows? Maybe it's bugged. I don't know. I do not know at this point.
When I'm ready, and not before.
So with quality, they get even more movement speed, which is what I'm looking for, really. Before we go further, let's just make sure here is clear.
Come on now, don't got all day.
Spark Trickster? Is that gonna be a next build? A part of me was thinking my next build was just going to be Chains of Command again, but this time with Void Forge and going on hit to see how different it feels. But I feel like that's not different enough for my current playstyle. And I kind of still want to leave some Chains of Command for future seasons. But I have no idea what I actually want to do. Ellie Void Forge. I know it does. It's kind of hard. Like, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I haven't done Void. I haven't really looked at Void Forge so far. Well, there are two primary reasons why I haven't looked at Void Forge so far. Reason one, I don't know how sustainable it is. This build is gonna be around next season. So if I really wanted a comfortable mapper, because like this is the one build I can say I have probably done the most mapping with this league, and I'm nowhere near like tired of it. You know, like I'm very comfortable with this mapping. I enjoy it. I enjoy the place. I enjoy how chill, how comfortable it is and everything. But I also do not recommend. Ooh. I also do not recommend it for T17s and whatnot because of the sword survivability. So the main reason, the two reasons I haven't looked at Void Forge is anyone's guess is as good as mine with how much Void Forge is gonna be next season. Last league it was what? It looks so cozy. Yeah, it's a very comfortable feeling to just run around the map and just have things die around you with minimal efforts. Very comfortable. Last league, Void Forge was what? If you that was like 90 divine, something like that. Next league can easily be the same thing. PoE ninja, unique weapons. Void Forge is the most expensive unique weapon at 11 divines right now. It's 6 link. If we go into Necropolis, Void Forge was 66 divines. You go into I can't go before Necropolis. Can I really not? I guess I can't. Unless anyone knows something I'm missing to switch this to prior leagues. In any case, this is 11 divines. It's very affordable. We can run with this league. Next league it could be 60 something divines. I'm not going to want to do that. The league after it could be 100 and top right. I know, like it just shows Necropolis. That's it. I don't know what's going on. It has nothing prior to Necropolis. I don't fully get it, but unless there's a top right beyond this top right that I'm not seeing. Exactly. So like I wouldn't want to spend 45. Now granted, this particular AG version, my AG is immortal. I don't care if the weapon is 100 divines or, you know, this guy is not going to die. So like I can actually invest in his weapon and I'm comfortable. But with the Void Forge version, odds are we might want to run Ancient Skull. Might. Now, Ancient Skull is really good for DPS. Like, it is insane for DPS. But that 20% reduced minion life, it hurts me. Not to mention, just going off regular helmets, you're looking at +2 to level of minion skill gems. So by going Ancient Skull, you're losing like 20% more life for your AG. Like, it's wild. I'm gonna use my current POB my current aspirational POB as an easy example. This guy has the enemy guardian has 90k health. If I were to do something as simple as remove 2 levels, I haven't done the 20% reduced life, bruh. Just what the fuck? Just remove 2 levels. We're 71k life. Then you throw 20% reduced on this, you're looking at 60k life. That's how big levels are. Up until 30, of course. But like, I don't want to mess around with 60, because with 60k life, your ES is way lower. Like, I'm gonna just show you. I think this is what, 30k ES. This is now 29k ES. So your recovery is a lot lower, 42k, right? With recovery being lower, you're more susceptible to being shotgun, to consistent hits, yada yada yada. And you still don't have ES to protect you past your life pool. So like, it is rough. So I'm thinking if I do decide to go Ancient Skull, I might have to drop Feeding Frenzy for Empower. That is like the compromise I can be willing to take. And the reason I was so shocked by this is I was playing around with the idea of like elemental chains of command where 52 mil and we're trying to scale the defenses up. This version still has the Blood Notch tech, so with Blood Notch we can still survive decent hits, but I don't like my life percent and I'm trying to find more life. Besides the point. I would have to drop Feeding Frenzy, which is good damage. Why the fudge is this? Why is this still not? Why are you not going down? Am I confused? I turn off feeding frenzy here. There is no other source of feeding frenzy. Oh, that's why. So I can do this, turn that off, and then empower. I can work with this. If I do this, I can be fine with this. Because this would give him all the levels we just lost. So his health then goes back to... It's not quite as high, but it's like 64k. Now if I were to remove empower and then put this one on, you're looking at 44k. Like it's such a big difference. I'm not gonna have an AG with 44k life. Now granted, I'm not done fleshing this out. I'll probably find more areas to give him life and yada yada, but we have a recover life on block shield here. We might decide to go max block. I don't know yet. I don't think so with how tight points are already. But yeah, being up to 60 something k life, I can work with this. You know, this is decent. With that amount of life, we can gain 50k life per second, which is okay. Like it's not great, but it's not bad. Because like if I were to just remove, and watch this, just removing ancient skull, that's all we do. 70k. Now if we were to put the +2 helmet we have, 89k. So like it's quite the survivability reduction going for ancient skull, to where it then makes more sense to invest more into his defenses without it, you know. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know, but yeah, 44k life is not an option. I'm sorry, but it's just not. He's gonna die. He's guaranteed to die with 44k life. It's just a matter of time. This is how many? This is 2 Scarabs, so it's these 2 maps. And if we realize that item rarity actually works like on the AG and not on the swords, which by the way, how much gold do we even have? Oh god, what the hell is this? We somehow managed to get only 16k gold last map. Kinda wish I checked out the map. But yeah, there's a few reasons why I am not that big. Those are the few reasons why I'm not that big on Void Forge. A, it could be as expensive as Lord knows what, so it's not the best to like plan to league start. And then B, of course we're not going to league start Chains of Command. That's a terrible idea. Just in case you're wondering, it's a terrible idea. Don't do it. No. But like second build of the league, sure. But yeah, because of the expensiveness of the Void Forge and the lack of an alternative, and then other than that, yeah, it's just it could just be expensive, so it could easily not transfer. It could be exactly the same. I mean, it's probably exactly the same place that I'm used to, except the biggest difference I can see it's having is I'm not using Convocation because they aren't listening to me anymore. Like that is the biggest difference in playstyle. But DPS wise, they should have more it should have easily more DPS, and it should be upfront. So because of how upfront it is, you see how I have to hit they have to hit a few times to kill the enemies. With Void Forge, the enemy should just get blown up in theory. Maybe not get blown up in one hit, but like before as many invite, I guess. This is my old helmet. It served me well. I hope it serves you too. Well, everybody's trying to buy stuff now. I'll take it. This is a Defiance of Destiny. I think the Nameless Seer dropped for me, and this is 4.5 Divines. The fact that 0.5 Divines is 60C is wild to me. I'll take the money though. It's kind of a shame just how... I don't say it's kind of a shame how strong Void Forge is, but it's kind of a shame how little competing with Void Forge there is. Like this one... in the high, and like if you're going like really high budgets, this of course doesn't compete with it because we're going poison. So at the very least, even if we were to go, because we can actually scale this build's damage even more than we currently scale it, if we decided to go adorned and scale that way, you know, we can scale the fizz a whole lot more because it's of, and then with hatred, the fizz we then scale with potentially like whatever suffixes we decide, poison, chance, yada yada, we get really high DPS, but it's poison, right? No matter how much you scale it, you're limited by dot cap. Now the only way going above dot cap even makes sense is if you're going uber bossing. I mean, then sure, but I guess it also has some value. I noticed Ice Nova is a whole lot more deadly the moment you throw in a minion increased damage modifier. Like a whole lot more deadly. Like it's practically a multiplier to its damage because it has no other sources of increased damage, I'm guessing. Which is why it's so deadly, just for 6% more damage. But anyways, as I was saying, the only value I can see in going past dot cap is making it so the poison spends less time in killing the enemies, so you technically clear faster that way. But in a single target scenario, you're not clearing any faster. Maybe you hit the cap quicker, and maybe with less swords, you know, those are things you could potentially hit, but it's way less of an upside than straight up just having more damage at all times. But anyways, as I was saying, it's kind of a shame how little competition there is, because I was messing around on that same POB because I wanted to see. I was messing around with a rare sword, no, rare mace. The mace would have 40%, gain 40% of physical damage as basically extra damage of each. Gain 40% of fizz damage as 40% of each element, so that's 120%, give or take, more damage. Or just if you're just going fizz and then using that, then with hatred, of course, it reduces the code more part or whatever, however you want to see it. In any case, even that weapon scaling fizz fell short of Void Forge. Why? because even though Void Forge's base phase damage is not the highest, like it's you know, it's small, whatever the base phase of the weapon is, it multiplies that by 7 and then puts in a random element. That is insane. It is insanity. And because of how minions work with our gems, with our Ghastly Eye Jewels specifically, all the flat damage you're putting on the Ghastly Eye Jewels, they are technically they are treated like base damage. It's base damage, right? So it is basically thrown on the weapon of the minion. So in this case, with the Void Forge, what happens is the small phase damage of that weapon keeps scaling with every single source of Ghastly Eye Jewel flat phase you have, and then that keeps getting multiplied by 7. So if you have an adorned setup, multiplying that by 2, and then you have the weapon multiplying the 2 by 7, you can see how the damage quickly spirals out of control. It's like there isn't much that can compete with that. How do you start to compete with that? You know, that is the question. How do you start to compete with that amount of scaling? So that has been my biggest, like, I guess, that's the thing that has held me back the most when looking at the elemental route of Chains of Command. Because no matter what I have done, the only thing I can think of, and this is only possible this league, the only thing I can think of that can compete with that is where's my browser? This is the only thing I think that can compete with what I just said. That mod. This guy. This on a sword that has T1 all flats. This is the only thing that can compete with it. Because this is local to the weapon. So you have this, which is just 100% increased local elemental damage. You can then get like up to, what was it, 3000 DPS with sword. You can pull up YouTube. PoE elemental damage sword. This guy's sword. This is the example I use.
On crit chance, and the item's done. Done. How much freaking?
So you can, in theory, give them a weapon like this that has 300 to 600 base fire, 300 to 500 base cold, and 70 to 1230 base lightning. And this would be a good chunk of flat damage. And in theory, with the same effects, if you were to give them flats, and you be by the way, you cannot POB this. If you try to POB it and you give them 100% increased elemental damage on the weapon, it doesn't count locally, so it counts globally, and so it's way weaker than it should be. In any case, every source of added elemental damage you then add to your minions would then give them 100% increase of that. And if you're using an adorned setup, then that can potentially still scale in a very nutty way. So like, let's say you give them, do I have a T1? I have a T1 Ghastly Eye Jewel being sold, this guy. So let's say this one, but let's say it was a magic jewel that was being buffed by 100% adorned. That would then be up to 77 added lightning damage times 2, so 154 added lightning damage, and then that would in turn be doubled to let's just do this. 77 times 2, so 154 times 2, 308. So each ghastly eye jewel that is given lightning would then be given 308 base damage to then scale your crits, your minion increase damage, your attack speeds, all of that off of. And then of course, because it's a rare weapon, you can have much higher base crit without sacrificing your weapon to like a Matas teaching. And with that in mind, you can then, instead of you going a Matas teaching, because you have a weapon that has decent base crit and potentially even multi, you can then potentially compete with the Void Forge. That is the only thing I can think of that competes with the Void Forge. And even then, it is close as shit. It is so bloody close. So, and you can imagine how expensive it is to craft, because that enchant, last I calculated, was about 15 divines a pop, and you're not guaranteed 100%. So it's basically a 1 in 2 that you get a percentage above 75, because it's a 50% roll range. That is insane. 50% roll range. So you have a 1 in 2 chance of getting something that's above 75. If you're looking for something above 90, you're then looking at a 1 in, think, brain, work. It's a 10 in 5, so a 1 in 5, pretty much. So it's then it'll cost you on average 75 divines to get in the realm of 90 to 100 on average. And the more perfect you want it, like going for 100 specifically, is a 1 in 50. So just multiply 15 divines by 50. 10 is 150, so times 5, 750 divines. That's crazy, you know. Caesar's Lee, thank you for the follow. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. What up? Like, that is crazy, but it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. Because if we look at let's look at endgame builds for that get into the hundreds of millions of DPS, and how much flat, I guess we'll use this one. How much flat fizz are we able to get with, like, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're able to get 443% flat fizz. Now, of course, this is all going to get multiplied into what damage as whatever, but it doesn't count as that flat damage. For the purposes of this calculation, let's use these values here, which is the base damage from the weapon plus. That's also something else to keep in mind. The weapon has base fizz, this has base fizz, then the Void Forge has base fizz, because Animate Guardian's weapon also comes with flat fizz on top of, you know, the sword. So all of that would then get multiplied and thrown to a different element. So if you high roll it, you're looking at just base of the, you're looking at 1519 times, what is it, 7, 10,600 flat damage of that one element it switches to, give or take. This one does it by it multiplies it by what's it called, basically equal amounts, because it's an equal chance. It's, oh, never mind, wrong one. That's the one. This is the one. So I was using the wrong number. It's actually not this high. I was like, this number is quite high. 1500. No, it's I don't see it. Yeah, this is the rough part about this particular one with PoE, because Void Forge says you can't deal fizz damage, so it's just like, yeah, it doesn't matter what everything was, but then it does matter because it's all gets converted. But it gets converted after applying all of these, so you can't really use these values as the base, because it's not the base, but technically is. But this is after going through multipliers and yada yada and yada yada. Or this, I think, is after going through some multipliers. Because it's, again, it's this one, which has the Animate Guardian weapons flat fizz included, and then the flat fizz of the Void Forge. Where is Void Forge? I guess we can do some quick additions, right? Void Forge is upper realm of 155, so we're gonna go 155. 155 plus 443. 598 times 7. 4,000 base damage. That doesn't quite seem right. But 4,000 base damage is still a lot of base damage, so, you know, there's that. Be hard pressed to see a minion that has that high of a base damage. So if this is the base damage, that already is higher than the base damage of the elemental sword we were talking about. But the elemental sword in question, let's say we decide to scale just lightning, and lightning is a higher bound of what, 77, right? Yes, 77. And in this POB we had how many? 1 2 3 4 5 adorned 154s, I believe, times 5 plus all the non-adorned, like the one in the belt. So let's just say another 154. This times 2 because of the increased elemental damage. 1,848 of like fire, let's say, and this is being added to the already high, you know, base damage of this, which is like 600. So then you're looking at like 2,400 or something, fire or cold, as the case may be, you know, your choice, whatever you want it to be. But in any case, this plus, we're going to use the upper bounds of this weapon because it's the best example we have. So 678 plus 572, 1230. 4,000. So like, yeah, you see, it's competing. The other one was what? 4186. So yeah, it competes. Emphasis on competes. But then the problem with this is all the phase damage you just had, you kind of just threw it away because of this. So you're not making use. I mean, technically, Void Forge has the exact same thing. It's just the gain 700%. But you can't really give yourself flat phase because it doesn't really help your elemental in this case. You can technically still use hatred, but because you're not getting flat phase anywhere else, hatred will be kind of meh. You're probably better off doing what about anger in this situation? Would it also be multiplied? It's technically base damage. Same with wrath. They are technically base damage. Technically. And of course, this is also assuming best case scenario, you get 100%. You're probably not getting 100%. Probably not. So there's that too. So you can see how quickly it, like, you're spending like 45 divines to even remotely, let's say 30 divines, because I said 1 in 2 for 75%. So let's say you're spending, even if it's probably going to be more expensive if you actually want to compete, it's 75 divines actually. You're spending 75 divines to compete with a Void Forge that's currently like 10 divines. Probably less actually. Last I checked it was less. And even then, it's not guaranteed it competes. It probably does. Probably does a lot, and we can't POB it, sadly. But 9 divines. You're competing with 9 divines over here. So like, this is the one league it's possible, and even this league it might not be worth it, you know. And this one allows you to shock. The other one, I guess you do have base lightning damage, so you can't shock. And if you really skill the lightning portion of it, you do shock. But I personally don't really like scaling the lightning portion of it because that increases the variance. And I don't plan on using Perco Stow. And I can't run Spectres. So I don't want to scale the lightning portion. I'd rather use the fire version or the cold version. But because of how hatred is, I'd rather go fire scaling. You know? Go anger. Maybe even go wrath. But yeah. I think I made a weapon. Yeah, it's not here. I think it was a different POB. I think it was you. I made a weapon. Nah, it wasn't you. Ah, no, man. I don't know where shit is anymore. But I think I remember making a POB with the sword and being disappointed that POB wasn't calculating it properly. Because if I do the exact same thing here, create a two-handed sword. Let's say Banishing Blade, because it has 6.5% crit chance, and we can ignore early res if we get to 100% crit chance. Therefore, making curses useless. So then all I have to do is use my penance mark, potentially use punishment, and I would probably give my if we can give Gravebind punishment on hit, I'll probably give that to my AG. I don't know that punishment is an option, but if it is. But anyways, as I was saying, T1 fire, T1 cold, T1 lightning. I guess attack speed. I'll make it unrealistic. I'm trying to scale elemental, so crit chance, crit multi, call it a day. Unrealistic sword, I know. Oh no, it's not unrealistic, it's just mirror tier. Then we go runecraft, and then we look for this guy. Notice the elemental damage. It's red. Doesn't do anything. But it does remove the physical portion. It doesn't do anything. If I had to replace the warden to has a 100% increased elemental, doesn't do anything. If I remove has, I think it does. But then again, it's not treated as local. So I add that to the build. It's not treated as local, it's treated as global. So if I were to go into AGW, put Banishing Blade in there, default, then I go to calc and I go into AGW, you're going to see increased elemental damage, which is not what it is. It's actually a more base damage. So the actual way to do this, or to POB this, is you leave, I guess this is how you would have to POB. It has 100% increase this, so it's red. Then you would have to do, you'd essentially have to copy these modifiers and paste them again. Now you can say yes, it works. Because now you're looking at 1,600, 700. So like this is way more accurate. 450 to 780 of the weapon. Yeah. So like you kind of have to do that. And then for all these extra sources of like additional elemental, you would then have to put it in config. And then maybe, just maybe, you have a chance of getting something that's decently accurate in POB, just based off of their numbers. Maybe. You still easily might not, but Maybe you do. Maybe that is accurate. Maybe that is inflated. Can't really help you there. But yeah, I think copying and pasting it with the 100% is ideal. Is the way to do it. If you don't have 100%, then you probably just want to find the percent numbers and manually add it to the sword separately. Oh, we're full on toxic sewers already. Okay. Anyways, that is gonna be all for today. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with probably more PoE. Arcane, I will probably message you at some point tonight if you're up late. I don't know if you're how long you're gonna be up, but if you are, then we can potentially look at playing Deadlock. We'll see how it goes. 07 and good night.